All right. So, sadly, we have sad stuff to talk about. So, today we'll be discussing our picks of the week. Then we'll be discussing the loss of actor Chadwick Boseman as well. So let's just go ahead and get right to it. My name is Micah Curtis.
I'm Alex Baldwin, and I am sad.
Yes. Welcome to Micah and The Hatman. Okay, Hatman, pick of the week. Go.
So, Bioshock. I've been revisiting that because I have not played it since, dear God, I guess since I was in high school, just out of high school. It's been about 10 years ish. Um, Looking at it now, because I hadn't read any of Ayn Rand the first time I played it, and now I have. Looking back at it, it's way deeper than it was when I first played it, and now I'm finally able to appreciate it for the social commentary that it is. And it's kind of weird because if you know me, you'll know that I don't like Ayn Rand. I think objectivism is bullshit. I hate the idea of fuck you got mine. And yet I find myself like agreeing with and disagreeing with Andrew Ryan pretty regularly. The idea that, okay, well, if you're worried about people, um, if you're worried about the quality of someone else's product over yours, then make a better product instead of trying to regulate everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then no, we don't need quality control or anything because that's a threat to the market. That it's it's like, yeah, fuck you, but also you're right in some regards. It's not even like a broken clock thing. It's just like you're right, but when you're not, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Um, and that's the thing. Like, that's what I'm playing it for now. The gunplay I still say is vastly inferior to Bioshock 2. Bioshock 2 has way better gameplay. So I'm basically just going through Bioshock to revisit the story from a more mature perspective, and I appreciate it way the fuck more. And Jesus Christ, what can I say about Bioshock that hasn't been said before, though? That's the thing. This is one of the most analyzed games, I think, of all time. We talked about Bioshock in one of my college classes discussing popular media and shit. Fuck. I don't really know what else to say about it.
Dirty Dan throws in a buck, says, "Hey guys, first time catching you live. Keep up the good work." Well, thank you, Dan.
Yeah,
Very much appreciated.
Thanks for joining us. But yeah, I mean, Angry Green Boss asks, "Is it weird of me to say this game scared me way more than the Resident Evil remake?"
Mm-hmm. I mean, no, Bioshock's a creepy game.
It can get pretty creepy in places. The lighting definitely. The way it plays with the lights and the jump scares is pretty good.
Not to mention, you listen closely to the stuff that the splicers are saying, and they're pretty demented.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But no, things really just, it's a different experience. As opposed to just playing it for oh, this got game of the year, I have to play this. Yep. Now I'm like, okay, I actually know what they mean when they say parasite instead of just assuming, oh, they're talking about me. Less stupid kid isms.
Mm-hmm.
So No, it's a whole different experience. It almost feels fresh in a way.
Yeah.
So, and I'm looking forward to revisiting BioShock 2 also because that's another one I've only played once. That was a one and done. That was on release.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
The game was pretty creepy to me up until the point where I got the bow gun that can launch the trap bolts,
Hmm.
and I set up like the max that I could, right?
Hmm.
And I got one of the big daddies that can do that massive head charge,
Hmm.
and I shot him from a distance with one bullet, and he head charges me and goes through like a bunch of traps. And then because this is Havoc physics, once he dies, he starts tumbling like a fucking bowling ball down the hallway. I couldn't take it seriously after that. I'm like, oh god damn it, this is awesome.
That's good. That's good. Um,
So
is it just me, or is the electric buckshot just ridiculously overpowered?
it is the electric buckshot's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I just keep a stock full of that, and Big Daddies are no fucking problem.
Yeah,
Uh,
but yeah, definitely a
Good
classic.
game.
I think it's a
Yeah.
great
Yeah,
commentary
absolutely. Modern
on
classic.
objectivism as well. So
I think so too. Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why we talked about it as, a story to analyze in that aforementioned college class.
mm-hmm.
It definitely deserves it.
Yep.
So,
My pick of the week goes with my last pick of the week, which was, or one of them rather, which was Gundam 00. So,
there we go.
Gundam 00 Season 2. Um, I have to say, I enjoyed this one a lot more than Season 1. The thing about the first season, and kind of it's my big issue with it, is it kind of feels like all problems are solved at the end of the first season, and yet you're just unsatisfied with the way that they're solved. So it's like, well, fuck. But there's a hint that the Gundam team will return. Well, obviously, since there's a season 2, they do. So 3 of the Gundam pilots return, plus a new pilot as well. So it's still a team of 4. And at this point, the Earth governments have all united in one government, and now is the Earth Sphere Alliance, kind of like Universal Century. Mercenary says, did I miss the politics stream? If so, I'd like to say I wish I was happy about the things right from not. I wish everyone could reconcile with who they should because the culture war is getting hot. You need to go back and play more Wasteland 3. Do what makes you happy. Because happiness can be fleeting. That's all I'll say about that. Anyway, back to Gundam, which makes me happy. So in this one, the thing about the Earth Sphere Alliance is that they have a military division underneath them called the Outlaws. And they are basically given a license to put down any resistance with any force that they deem necessary. And then the Gundams, of course, see this not just as people that are still creating conflict of war on Earth, but it's going a step further because they're killing indiscriminately. Men, women, and children. Civilians or armed. Doesn't matter. Anyone that they deem in the way is dead. So the Gundam teams come back, or the Gundam team comes back, hijinks ensue. What you get after that is this interesting story with a lot of different characters, a lot of different character motivations, and probably some of the most interesting Gundam designs I've ever seen. the science of everything, because it's anime, is not well explained. You just kind of have to believe in magic because it's basically what it is. Um, but again, I think that the one thing I really like about this one, I like that it has a much more mature look on war and about conflict, and that you can't just sit around wishing for people to just get along. Some people just aren't going to, and some things, have to be, if you're going to stop them, you have to use force. The end goal is that at some point people will be able to communicate and, take their swords and turn them into plowshares, but that doesn't happen overnight. It's not, I wouldn't call this an idealistic Gundam series. And that's kind of why I think it was so refreshing when I watched it. The other thing I really liked about it was that bad guys get their comeuppance in this one. And it's usually in pretty satisfying ways. I won't say how, but it's pretty satisfying. But then again, since it's a Gundam series, it also has its, a decent amount of tragic death too. So all in all, it has the real robot grounded feel of a Gundam series. It definitely has, kind of feels like Wing, but at the same time, I think it just, again, it doesn't try to cram ideology down your throat. And the ideology that is there is more of a background element of what the inevitable goal is, but it's not trying to say, like, you're going to change the world with one little element. There's actually a point where, like, they start, like, a song gets introduced that calms people down when they hear it. But at the same time, like, it doesn't really, it's not like the fucking cure-all for all the problems like it is in fucking Macross. So, then again, that's part of the reason I like Gundam a lot better, just in general, over any other real robot show. So yeah. That's my 2 cents on it.
There you go. Staying relevant to the upper flow, I see.
Indeed. Which I still need to upload. But,
Oh, shit, really?
yeah, I've been trying to deal with this car thing so much that I just didn't find the time.
Nah.
I haven't even slept yet either. So, been a very rough day.
To say the least, yeah.
Alright. I kind of already talked about this on Late Night Micah Hatman, so I will let you take the lead on the wonderful Chadwick Boseman.
So, I if you follow me on Twitter, which should be all of you, by the way, all of you who have a Twitter at the very least, you'll no doubt have seen, like, when I tweeted about it, the news first breaking, before it looked like it was confirmed by anybody else. It was just a random, like, AP news bulletin. Chadwick Boseman has died of colon cancer, and I'm like, no fucking way, because I did not believe it at first. I thought it was some kind of, like, hack or some fake celebrity death going out, because death hoaxes not uncommon. So then I see, no, the tweet from his account that says, no, he's dead, and yeah, it was colon cancer. And I'm just like, no fucking way. Like, there's no goddamn way. And then, the realization sets in, no, this is real. This is actually happening. And I was just shocked. I mean, I don't think there's any other word to describe it other than shocking. It was similar to, for me at least, similar to when Carrie Fisher had died. Although I wasn't I wasn't as shocked with her because she had been in a coma or something
Mm-hmm.
for a couple of days before, but it was still like that level of it just stopped me in my tracks from what I was doing. And I just sort of sat there and I'm like, Jesus Christ, you know, this, this guy's gone. And then I see, he was 43 years old. I'm like, Jesus Christ. For one, I'm like, I thought he was younger than that. But then, of course, it's like 43 and dying of colon cancer. That's fucking terrible. And I had a drink for him. I had lots of drinks for him that night. And people have been talking about, the legacy of Black Panther, because he brought and that's the thing too. I've also seen people say you can't really reduce him as a person to a single character. But at the same time, he brought that kind of life to T'Challa that I don't think you could get with anybody else. Sort of like, what Robert Downey Jr. has done for Tony Stark, or like what Arnold Schwarzenegger has done for the T-800. Those iconic characters that we absolutely love. There's no one else who could have and who would do it better. So I think it is sort of appropriate to associate him with T'Challa because he was T'Challa. And he was able to give that character life on the big screen, and he was able to impact millions of people with those performances. And now we know that, the whole time he was fighting cancer for all all the time he was playing King T'Challa. Well, from Prince to King T'Challa, he was fighting cancer. And I think that makes his performance even more impactful
Yeah.
because he fought through it and he delivered. And people have been saying, like, that's a true superhero, and it's hard to disagree.
Yeah.
That is a true superhero right there.
Yeah. Mercenary X throws in a buck and says, on one hand, I loved his portrayal in Civil War. When I got to the actual Panther movie, I hated it. They ruined the character that was built in Civil War. I couldn't disagree with you more. I also feel for him.
I felt
Gramps
some
died
way.
from colon cancer. It destroyed him. Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
something that's easy to deal with.
yeah, yeah. But
Chaos
I
throws in a
think,
buck and also, and he says, "What makes it so sad? No one, not even Disney, knew about his cancer." Yeah, that's the crazy part.
I I find it kind of hard to believe that Disney didn't know about it. I think they did. I kind of wonder now if that's why production for Black Panther 2 was delayed for as long as it was, just for contingencies like this. And it sounds kind of callous to say it that way, but let's be real. That's kind of what it is. Um, and I guess for the record too, I don't think they should recast T'Challa. I don't think they should at all. I think they need to let the character rest. Um, let someone else take up the mantle of Black Panther, be it M'Baku or Shuri for the MCU, um, because that was Chadwick Boseman's character, and I don't foresee anyone doing it better than him, and I don't think it would be respectful to let anyone else take a crack at it, at least not in the MCU. Um, Apparently, though, he did record um, voiceover work for What If, which is going to have a whole nother kind of impact now, because that'll be the last time that we see him as T'Challa or hear him really. So, yeah, it's tragic, but I am thankful for what he's left us with. I'll be forever grateful for him.
Yep, I'm with you there, partner. Let's see here. Did I miss any donations? Um, yeah. I did not. That's good at least. All right, next topic on the list.
Hitting noises. It's not my chair, is it?
Hey, man, tell me about the next gen delays that are going on.
So, well, it's not any delays. It's lots of people are talking now about the possibility that there would be a delay, and I don't really know. I can't say one way or another. It is kind of suspicious that we don't have set release dates and we don't have price points for either the Xbox Series X or the PlayStation 5 at this point, and it's now September. Again, assuming that we're getting November launches because, holiday tradition.
Yeah.
But I, I'm not sure if this is just Microsoft and Sony trying to, wait out the other to see who cracks first, and then the second one decides to undercut the price by $100. But at the same time, yeah, this does kind of imply like maybe they're going to delay next gen. And honestly, like I'm not opposed to the idea,
Hmm.
but I think it would be really odd. Not to mention, it would definitely kill their sales if they delayed into, say, like spring of next year.
Yeah.
And I know we have big titles like Halo Infinite that was supposed to launch with the Xbox Series X now getting pushed back. So a delay would make sense in that regard because, that is arguably going to be the killer app for the new Xbox. But I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure why they would choose to delay anyway. I mean, the PS4 and the Xbox One were rather underpowered when they dropped.
Hmm.
They definitely rushed those, like no fucking doubt. Which is why, of course, we got the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't really see that happening with this generation. I think they're fine. Of course, now since Nvidia has revealed their latest graphics cards, it seems like they will be outdated on launch. But at the same time, PCs are progressing at a faster rate than consoles are. So that's to be expected. But I think these have baked long enough to where they're not going to be like severely underpowered. They're not going to be underclocked. I think you know they've had time to come together, and I think these are what needs to come next. But I don't know. Like, is it a COVID thing? Is it really just playing chicken with the price? I can't say, but yeah, I don't really know which way I lean. Like maybe they are going to delay it. I don't know. How do you feel about this? Where are you leaning?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, I think that I really feel like we barely got any time in the oven on these. Like it felt like I really feel like the current console generation just now started really going. You know, like it's
Yeah,
just now
it
picked
feels
up
like that too.
momentum.
Yeah,
So I don't think a delay would necessarily be a bad thing.
yeah. Someone pointed out in the chat, it's been 7 years since the release. It doesn't feel like that.
I know.
Like PS3 and Xbox 360, they had 10-year lifespans roughly.
Yeah. Dirty Dan throws in a buck and says 2020, the year that
Excuse me.
shit didn't come out. I know, right?
Seriously. I don't
Oh,
I
man.
don't know. It seems odd. I mean, is there any major release, like any killer app coming to PS5 and Xbox One on launch that we know of? Because it seems
Um,
like a lot of, titles that we're able to play now, and then there's an upgraded version on next gen. If you buy it now, you'll get that one for free or for $10 or whatever.
the remake of Demon Souls.
That's true. But then again, that's a remake. Like that's not
Yeah.
something new. That's not a totally new experience. I don't know. I don't know. Ratchet and Clank, is Ratchet and Clank going to be a launch title? Because we've only seen like one trailer for it and a little bit of gameplay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's the Miles Morales game too.
That's right, Miles Morales. And that's another one. We've only seen a trailer for it. Literally, just one trailer.
Yeah, and apparently it's not a full game. It's just an expansion pack.
Yeah. So what the hell? Resident Evil 8, is that one going to be a launch
That's
title?
not
I
gonna
thought
be a
that one was
launch. They've already
I thought
said
that
it's
one
not
was
gonna be a launch.
2021. Yeah. I mean, it's not really exciting. And I'm not sure if that's just, the COVID talking or if that's literally just, this is kind of boring because you don't really have any big guns to show off. I mean, I think it says something that I was more excited for Super Mario 3D All Stars than the entirety of a PS5 and Xbox Series X launch. And those are fucking like ports.
Yeah.
Those are just goddamn ports. How the fuck? How the fuck are you less exciting than Mario ports?
I know, right? It's so silly to me.
I don't get it.
I don't either. Well, time for the last topic of the day.
Last one.
So Hatman did not know this.
I did not know what.
That Keanu Reeves has a comic on Kickstarter.
Nope, I did not know this.
So it is called Berserker. Now, I don't know
Olaf
if his love for
Berserker.
I don't know if his love for you is like a truck.
Girls think sexy.
But I will say this. It has made in 4 days $561,081. It is looking like this is going to shatter crowdfund records.
Hell yeah.
Bobcat throws in a buck, says delay could favor Microsoft since they're making all of their games Xbox One compatible for a while. Well, there you go. But it looks like this is going to probably shatter. I don't know what the biggest crowdfunded comic of all time is. I think it's Cyberfrog 2 Wreck Planet. But it looks like this is gonna break it. And break it big time because again it's Keanu Reeves that we're talking about. In fact, I'm curious where Ethan's at. I'm gonna have a look real quick. Excuse me. Where's it at? Yeah, Ethan is at 1,079,239. And that's been 2 months. So this is about like where Ethan was at halfway through the Cyberfrog 2 campaign. In 4 days. So it will easily break that, I think. So Keanu's star power is definitely selling this book.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are dropping big money on it too. Now the thing is that it's a series of graphic novels, and you're not getting them all upon fulfillment. Like, in fact, like they're gonna be in comic book shops, the individual issues, before anything else. So it's kind of a ripoff, really. At least I think it is. Generally speaking, whenever you do, because I mean Hatman and I know pretty well. Generally, whenever you do a crowdfund, the process goes that once the funding is done and the project is complete, you start fulfillment. Well, with this, what they're doing is they're getting the money, then they're selling the floppies, but when the graphic novel comes out, that's when they send it to you. So you're not going to see this graphic novel in your collection for a while, which is kind of bullshit in my opinion. So, but anyway, the some people in the indie comic community have lost their fucking minds over this, because apparently. And I found this funny. Apparently, because it's being done through Boom Studios, and they paid an inker $20 per page, that they're terrible people. Now, all of the people complaining, by the way, I just want to put this on there, apparently all worked on the most recent She-Ra series as well. Because of course they did.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. This is something I'm going to say to anybody who is ever considering doing contract work. If you are taking a $20 per page inking job, one of two things is happening. A, you're barely inking, or B, you're a shitty negotiator. This is the thing about contract work. Your rate is negotiated. My rate with RT is negotiated. You know, and I can renegotiate with them whenever I so choose. I'm a freelancer. You know. It's the same thing if somebody hired me to write a comic. I have a page rate. And, you know, my page rate is more expensive than some other people's. But that's because, for me, time is money. And you're expecting me to take time out of my day when, you know, I work for myself at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So I'm a little bit more expensive per page than some other writers. But that's something I could negotiate on. You know, some people I would be willing to do a deal for. It depends on the person. But every single contract that you do, if you're going to be a contract worker, is negotiable. So if the contract you took If you signed on the dotted line for $20 per page, it's your fault. Now, I will say this. So I've got Art Thibaert's Vampirella here. Switch the camera here. On the flip side, this is the pure inked version. These inks are tremendous. These are, not $20 inks. If you're only getting $20, you're basically tracing. Which, insert Chasing Amy joke here.
Brother's a tracer.
But the thing is that this is not taking anything away from anyone. It's not taking food out of anyone's mouth or anything like that. I saw the books of the people who used to work for Boom that were complaining, they fucking suck. They're SJW trash. Nobody bought them. That's probably why you didn't get paid anything. There's a reason that the people who work for me, and I actually did say, I put on Twitter, you work for me and Sleeveless Comics, you get paid better than Boom Studios. We do pay more.
We're paying quite a bit.
Yeah. We pay a lot more. We pay comparable to the big two.
As in running the numbers, the majority of our funding at this point is going to paying artists. Well, yeah, both artists and Vinny for the cover, and then Eric for the lettering.
We also pay quick too.
Yes.
Usually whenever pages are being turned in, we encourage our guys to send us an invoice.
Well, at least we are now, since the bank situation has been basically settled.
Yeah.
That was a fuck up on my part for Inglewood.
Nice one, Hatman.
Yeah.
Serena throws in a buck. I was wondering if we were going to see Serena today. If it'll load. There we go. It's not loading. What the fuck?
Well.
No, it wasn't Serena. It was Mercenary X. Never mind. My brain went blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
It said Mercenary X just put in a buck and said, "Don't get me started on She-Ra. My sister's a fan of the original. She screamed her head off when she saw the CalArts Tumblr crap. As someone who does contact Instacart delivery, you don't know the half of how true it is. Everyone is negotiable." Yeah. Well, I do know the half of it because I'm a contract worker. I do that, all the time, and I like it. I much prefer it to anything else. You can make pretty good amount of money, if you know how to negotiate properly. But you got to know your own value too. You got to know what you're worth. But yeah, if you're taking that kind of pay, it's for one or two reasons. A, you're an idiot, or B, your work just isn't worth it. As for Keanu's comic, looks all right. Looks kind of fun. The art's not bad. I don't know if I'm going to back it, but we'll see. But yeah, stuff like that. I would like to see more people get, involved in comics and putting them on crowdfunding and making it the place to be if you want to go and find good comic books that aren't, exactly what you're seeing everywhere else. Speaking of which, you should go and have a look at 3 Nights, 4 Days, because we just unveiled the Vinny Tartamella cover for the book, and we did get
sexy.
Yeah. We have gotten 12 more backers since then. No, 10 more. So 10 people have already got it. 9 who were current backers and 1 person who wasn't a backer yet. So definitely give it a shot. If you already backed the book, you need to check your email. We sent you a link to back it without having to get additional shipping. So
Yes. Or if you just want to swap covers, there's there's an explanation of how you do that in the email. The TLDR is let me know.
yep, exactly.
And we've already had a couple people opt to switch covers. So no additional charge if you want to swap them, but I have to make a note of it.
Yes.
So yes.
Okay. Um, let's hit the Discord server
Was
for
that
Q and A.
Okay, Q&A time.
Talon wants to know thoughts on Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans and the message in that. And how is the story's message in a game or anime different from forcing a political issue into a game? That's 2 questions. Stop double dipping, Talon.
One only.
So what I will answer is because I've gone over the story's message in gamer, the difference between forcing a political issue and everything like that. I've done whole videos on it. So on Iron Blood and Orphans, I didn't like it. It takes too long to get going, and by the time it starts to get going, it's boring, you know? And he also says, get Helltaker. It's awesome. That's a dating sim, isn't it?
I have no idea. I would
Yeah,
not know.
that's not
Jeez,
it's not really my thing, man.
What the hell is wrong with me?
Let's see here. Xenonix says, Chadwick Boseman filmed Civil War, Panther, Marshall, 2 Avengers movies, 21 Bridges, and Defy Bloods, all after being diagnosed, which no one knew about. Mad props. Question is, Disney was planning to film a Black Panther later this year, but because of Chadwick's death, how do you think they'll explain T'Challa's absence? They are either going to recast him, or they will likely kill him off. Like, in the universe as well, like they did with Tony.
Yeah.
And they will probably
I
say
have no idea. I have no idea what would happen.
Serena ends up donating $1, says, that wasn't me. Yeah, we figured that out. That was my bad. She said she's almost finished with the second draft for her script. She selected a few manga artists to do test pages. The character sheets for the test page is almost done. I'm pretty excited. One thing I would actually just have them do is just have them do sketches of your favorite character. And because test pages gives the impression that they're going to do the book. So, just saying. Let's see here. Helltaker is a puzzle game. It's not what Steam says. Let's see here. Let's see here. Alistair wants to know another versus matchup. Who wins, Cap or Deathstroke? Cap.
Cap.
Servant wants to know. Let's see here. Okay, so it's about Disney's financial situation, which we've already talked about at length. But how long till Disney is in such financial strengths that they've started cutting costs in a big way? They already did.
We've talked about this before, and I think actually you asked a similar question before.
Yes.
They have they're already like taking reservations for people to come into the parks, which I have never heard of before. So like Park Hopper, that thing gone. So they're definitely cutting back in that regard. I wouldn't be surprised if they shut down their parks for longer stretches of time too, just to try and save some money. Otherwise, I have no idea, because where are they going to cut costs other than having to sell shit off? I mean, there was that rumor that they might actually sell off the Fox division that they had just bought, but
yeah, it's like that shit ain't happening. Who's gonna buy it?
Yeah, exactly. Nobody's gonna fucking buy it. So
I don't know. There's been a lot of rumors about it that have gone around that have been fucking stupid. The Doomcock one was really dumb. Like saying like that CEOs of the companies were having people. Well, no, it's like we're watching the videos that others were putting out there. I'm like, no, they're not. They have people who
No.
have people. They have what's
Yeah.
called a social media division, and
Yeah.
that's who's watching it and giving feedback on what. But they also look at what just normal Joes say too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. A lot of that was ridiculous. Serena
Yeah.
said, I suggested a manga artist for you to look at for Inglewood or any of your future projects. They know how to draw fight scenes, which made me think of Inglewood. I must have missed it. So I will have to go back and have a look. Bobcat asks in the Discord server, heard studios are ramping up animation production because they can work from home. Do you think we'll finally start seeing Western animation break out of its animations for kids or its raunchy comedy trap? I don't know. I'm not going to hedge my bets on anything on that one. I would like for it to, but I don't know if that's actually going to happen. Networks aside from Cartoon Network would have to get into it. You know?
And that's the thing. Like even really really good animation like Into the Spider-Verse, say, or like Avatar: The Last Airbender, that can be absolutely appreciated by adults are still targeted towards kids.
Yeah.
And then the ones that are, not targeted towards kids end up just being like raunchy comedies anyway.
Yeah,
I don't know if
there's no Western
yeah,
version of
I don't know if
something
there's
like
really a
Armor
middle
Trooper
ground.
Votoms.
Yeah.
Or
I don't know if there's a middle ground for it unless
well,
you
it's
start like
basically people would have to compete with anime.
yeah, they
You
would.
know,
Absolutely.
and they're
Yeah.
not willing to do so. You know, it's like
Yeah.
just because Gendy Tartakovsky, like actually, I would say Gendy Tartakovsky is the only animator who's ever done it with Samurai Jack.
Yes, true.
You know,
Well, and then again, when Samurai Jack dropped, it was targeted towards kids initially. I mean, that was a cartoon,
yeah,
but it finished off on Adult Swim. It finished on a mature note. So, fucking, I don't know. I haven't seen Primal, so I can't say anything about that. Um,
yeah. Primal's just not my thing.
yeah, it's one of those things where I think, at least as far as Western animation is concerned, it is almost a trap. Like if it's not raunchy, then it's for kids.
Yeah, and that's one thing that annoys me. Like, I would love to see a Western studio try to compete with things like Devilman or Devilman
Yeah,
Crybaby specifically,
yeah,
or things of that nature.
yeah,
But you're not, we just don't see that.
yeah.
And oddly enough,
Well, I guess
superheroes would be the way to do it, but they
yeah.
just
Well, I
don't.
mean, DC's cranking out animated movies pretty regularly.
Yeah, but nobody cares. And that's kind
Well,
of the
except
problem.
that one dude who got really pissed off at Superman Man of Tomorrow.
Yes, that dude is very angry.
That guy is when Overflow drops, you'll know it. You know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I guess though there is a bit of a middle ground with just mature animation, but that tends to be like over the top with gore and whatnot, like a Castlevania, for example.
Yeah.
So it's not quite edgy, but it's still pretty blatantly like adult, mature. It's nothing that is very soundly in the PG-13 category.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. All right. Oh, there's a lot pouring in through the Discord. Serena sent me that artist. Um. I'm pretty sure that that's Black Comet. Am I ever gonna do a Votoms review? If not, how much? Um. If you want to pay me to do it, I'll do it. I'll just put it that way.
What's the price?
I would be same as any other normal season of a show. So it was like 50, I think. Um, what else we got? Horrible wants to know from the chat: are we looking forward to Mandalorian season 2? Yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Uh,
Surprised they haven't put out a trailer yet, but
Crystal Hydra says, "Will Disney sell off Alien and Predator?" No.
I don't think so.
No. They were just promoting that they're going to start doing comics about the franchises. There's no fucking way they would sell that off. Again,
Yeah.
and I've gone over this before. Is they're going to do they're going to do more films, but instead of Disney being the distributor, it's going to be distributed through 21st Century Pictures, which is now just a subdivision of Disney. So they've said they're going to revisit them. Like there's rumors that inevitably what's his name who did District 9, Neil Blomkamp, he's going to actually get his Alien movie.
Mm-hmm. Be very interesting.
I'm just curious if Blomkamp can go back to the level, like, because he's kind of a one-hit wonder at this point. District 9 is a phenomenal film.
Absolutely.
Chappie sucked.
Oh God, yeah, it was terrible.
And Elysium was just kind of okay.
That's right, he did do Elysium.
Elysium had some good gore, like blood and gore and some good action scenes, but the fact that it was basically like shilling for like universal health care turned me off to it. So
yeah.
Yeah, Hardboiled actually puts it in because people need to chill a bit. Hydra, I'm looking at you, dude. Dial it down. It's okay. It's okay. Nobody's died. It's all right. It's Disney's new touchstone. Yeah, that's exactly what they've said they're going to do with it. So. Let's see here. Leonardo Juan says, why is DC and WB constantly making evil Superman stories? I'm kind of sick of them. Yeah, I really feel like that's a concept that's been overdone.
Evil Superman. Yeah. I guess because there's so many good Superman stories. I don't know.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for something else with the Suicide Squad game, personally, but we'll see what happens. It could still turn it around. It is Rocksteady, so they haven't disappointed me yet.
I mean, yeah, Rocksteady proper.
Ultimate Agent, you're not a fucking server member. Stop it. I hate that I have to call him out, like, personally, but Jesus Christ, dude, you know that. You know the rules. Bobcat says, if Disney wanted a new touchstone, they could have saved themselves $70 billion and just opened up a new one. Well, and that's the thing, is, like, they wanted the properties.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no way they would have passed up getting all the Fox Marvel properties back under one roof.
Yeah. Chaos Sonic throws in a buck and says, with Disney we have to wait and see. You know. P.S. I missed his other donation. He said the only way for people to stop with the stigma of cartoons is to make your own. Yes. That is very true.
Yeah.
That's why I'm looking into it. It's like, fuck it, why the hell not? So
Will Geary proofread that question, by the way? How would the films of the trilogy I have no idea what you're asking. Because I like Back to the Future. I would gladly talk
How
about
would we
Back to the
rate them,
Future.
I'm guessing, is what he means?
Maybe, I don't know. Please, please advise. What the fuck are
Because
you talking
because
about?
if it's rate them, I would say 2, 1, 3. But it's all they're all very close. None of them are bad at all.
I say three is a noticeable step down from one and two. Um, I would put one above two, but just barely.
Yeah, they're all good.
But yeah,
So
if that's what you're asking to rate, then there you go. But yeah, no, one and two are fantastic. Three is forgettable in my mind.
I don't agree there.
Oh, there you go.
What else we got? Melee Brawler asks, what are your hopes for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2? He says he's personally hoping to explore the original open world in the new engine. I think that's a big part of it for me. The biggest thing that I am looking forward to seeing is where they go with the plot, because Remake Part 1 establishes at the end of it that anything could happen now. That destiny has been killed in their universe, in a sense. So now anything can happen. And it's going to be a wild ride, because you never know what's going to turn around the corner. You know, it definitely takes the word remake and uses a different definition of it to kind of fuck with your head. It's a deconstruction, in a sense. But it's also the one deconstruction I think that I'm most excited for that's existed in a long time. Because A, it's not cringy, and B, it has characters that I love being played to perfection. Like, they nail the characterization of every character. They make characters that weren't that noteworthy in the original to me, make them like, I like Aerith now. All right, I fucking, and Hatman can attest to this, I fucking hated Aerith.
Yes,
I wouldn't even call her Aerith. I'd call her Eris to piss people off.
I still do that.
So, Chaos Sonic 3 in a Buck says, warning you, the Transformers My Little Pony crossover comic has been released.
uh, no,
Just no.
just
Asking
no.
price is 1,000.
There you go.
Let's see here.
Matchstick, we literally answered that question in the overflow.
Yes. Okay, so what we are going to do. Brainbox has a thing.
Brainbox has a thing.
Brainbox has a thing.
It's a fun thing,
Yes,
actually.
it's a very fun thing.
It's fun and it's free.
Yes. So, Brain, tell me how you want to do this. Do you want me to do a trivia question for the audience, or are you just going to give something away to a random person? Let me know in the Discord server.
It's free things for free for you.
Yeah. Also, we were recommended a cringe clip. Guys, anime cringe. Not like weird fucking
Archer SpongeBob crossover? No,
yeah,
anime cringe only.
Yeah, no thank you.
SpongeBob is not anime.
Yeah.
No matter what the fuckers on YouTube tell you.
They say Cory in the House is an anime, alright? Chaos Sonic throws in a buck. He says, never said I was going to pay it. Just warning you. Also, there's Transformers. There's a Transformers Top Gun crossover toy. That's funny. No, I knew
What?
that the instant you said that, Chaos Sonic, there's somebody in the audience who was about to break out their fucking wallet, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no, cutting that off at the
Yep.
pass.
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
So
Somebody immediately goes, "Here's $50 to review this." Nope, you're gonna have to add more.
okay, Brain says doing a raffle. They would
Raffle.
need to
Ooh.
tag Brainbox with the words giveaway so that you can get their screen name, and then he's going to run it through the raffle software. So, if
Oh.
you want a copy of Sea of Thieves, Brainbox is going to raffle that off for the podcast today. Brainbox is our lead mod. So just
This is Sea of Thieves for Steam, by the way,
yes, so it is for the PC.
not for Xbox. Yes.
So, you just at Brainbox and then giveaway, so that he can go ahead and put your name into the raffle.
Yeah. So
Okay, Bobcat found something for us.
yeah.
President Trump hosted a meeting with video.
It's a brief clip. It's only 48 seconds. Just called "Stay Home." So give me just a second here.
Stay
President
home.
Trump hosted a meeting with video game makers and their critics.
And Hatman, it is in the Animu section of the Discord server.
Okay.
By the way, guys, we got 50 people watching and only 25 likes. Don't be a Steve.
Steve, damn it. Yes, you can get Sea of Thieves with Game Pass, but this is a permanent copy. This is not a effective rental copy.
Yeah.
All right. Tell
All right,
me when.
So pulled up. All right. Hitting it in 3, 2, 1, go.
President Trump hosted a meeting with video
Oh, wait,
game.
wait, wait. Hold up, hold up. Go back.
Going
I
back.
got to do an OBS thing. Go back.
I'm going back. I'm back.
President Trump hosted a meeting with video game makers and their critics.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
President Trump hosted a meeting with video game
Hold on.
makers
Is this
and their
anime?
critics at the White House
Just
today.
wait.
He was busy. They're looking for ways to reduce youth violence following the Florida school shooting. And the
Okay.
president recently expressed shock at what young people are exposed to today.
ミツ家にいなさいステイホームステイホームだよみんなステイホーム家にいて家に帰ってステイホーム No, no, no
The video games, the movies, the internet stuff is so violent. It's so incredible. I see it. I get to see things that you'd be amazed at.
Oh, God. Oh, that was great. That was funny. Holy shit.
I have no words.
I have two. Stay home.
people watch these things?
It's funny. It's fucking funny. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Holy fuck. Oh, my God.
Well, on that
Who's
note,
that VTuber? I have no fucking idea. I don't know any of these VTubers.
we work for a living. You kidding me?
But, oh my God. That's that's pretty fucking good. That's funny. That's funny.
All right, last call for raffle by Brain.
2 minutes to show. Ah. Oh God. That just drained me. Lots of troll game moments people have translated. I've seen some people I've seen some people post compilations on Twitter. Um yeah, that was one of them too. It's also an anime girl saying the N-word compilation. Yes, I've seen that one as well. Um some of them are funny and some of them I'm just like, okay, I can't imagine watching a let's play of this because one, totally different fucking language, so I'm already gonna be, half checked out. And two, like, if the funny moments are few and far between, I'm not gonna be engaged at all. So, yeah, I can't do VTubers for that reason. I just depend on other people to do VTubers for me.
Jeez. All right, folks. I think we're gonna have to leave it at that.
1 minute till raffle end. Nope, never mind. Entry's locked.
All right, guys.
Drum roll. I just hate how there's delay between us and the chat.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So let's see who wins.
Hey, WinRAR is you, I guess. I don't know. That's a long raffle.
All right, I'm your Pepper.
I'm your Pepper wins.
Is your winner.
Hooray! Da 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 da.
So you get a free
Hooray.
copy of Sea of Thieves. Professor Geek, you get here right as we're closing. So, buddy, you and I are going to have to catch up sometime, though. I haven't seen you in ages. So, all right, folks. We're going to go ahead and take off. I need to try to figure out this fucking car bill payment bullshit. So, fun times for me. So, if you didn't get a question answered during the course of the overflow, please let Brainbox know so we can get those. And I'll be uploading the actual overflow tonight. So, from the last one.
Yes.
So, my bad. But, with all that said, my name is Micah Curtis.
And I'm Alex Baldwin, and I am not pissed off about Superman Man of Tomorrow.
Yes. But, definitely don't forget to back 3 nights, 4 days on Indiegogo. The link is now in the chat. And we will see you guys next time. Dave Salt.